Hi, passionate Rangers FC fans. Welcome to Rangers Update, your dedicated source for all things Rangers. Before we dive in, we want to express our gratitude for your unwavering support. If you bleed blue, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and let's strengthen our community. Now, let's get into the latest updates. A hearty welcome to our new followers. Your backing means the world to us. WATP, let's get to the news. The buzz around Callum Slatterie arriving at Rangers FC has taken over the conversation among supporters, and honestly, it feels like one of those transfers that comes wrapped in both excitement and curiosity. The whispers started quietly, almost like background noise in the transfer chatter, but suddenly they've grown louder, turning into a full-blown rumor that refuses to fade. Fans have been piecing together clues, reading between the lines of interviews, and watching every subtle movement from the club as if it might reveal the full story. There's this growing belief that Slatterie isn't just another squad addition, but someone who could bring a fresh energy to the midfield, a player with something to prove and the hunger to match the intensity of the Scottish game. And let's be honest, that's exactly the kind of personality that tends to thrive in Glasgow. The idea of him being welcomed with celebration only adds fuel to the narrative, suggesting that behind the scenes, there's a level of confidence about what he could offer that goes beyond the usual cautious optimism. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the sense that this move didn't come out of nowhere, even if it feels sudden to the outside world. There's been talk that the recruitment team at Rangers have been monitoring Slatterie for quite some time, keeping a close eye on his development and waiting for the right moment to make a move. It paints a picture of a carefully planned approach rather than a reactive decision, which is something supporters always appreciate when they're trying to understand the direction of the club. At the same time, there's an element of unpredictability that keeps everyone guessing, because no official confirmation has fully laid out the details, leaving space for speculation to grow. Some are already imagining how he could fit into the system, how his style of play might complement the existing midfield options, and whether he could become one of those players who quietly transform a team's dynamic. It's that blend of mystery and anticipation that makes this rumor so captivating right now. You can feel the excitement building not just because of the player himself, but because of what his arrival could symbolize for Rangers moving forward. There's a sense that this could be part of a larger plan, a signal that the club is looking to reshape certain areas of the squad with players who bring both technical quality and a strong mentality. Slatterie's profile seems to fit that mold, especially when you consider the kind of environment he would be stepping into. Scottish football demands resilience, adaptability, and a willingness to embrace the intensity of the atmosphere, particularly when you're playing for a club with expectations as high as Rangers. The idea that he's being brought in with a celebratory welcome suggests that the club sees him as more than just a squad player, perhaps even as someone who could quickly become a fan favorite if he hits the ground running. And that's where the intrigue deepens, because it raises questions about how quickly he could settle and make an impact. There's also the emotional side of the story, which can't be ignored when you're talking about a move like this. For a player like Slatterie, the opportunity to join a club with such a passionate fan base could be a defining moment in his career. The rumors of a festive arrival hint at a level of appreciation and excitement that could give him an immediate boost, helping him feel valued from the very beginning. Supporters, on the other hand, are already beginning to imagine what it would be like to see him wearing the famous shirt, contributing in big moments, and becoming part of the club's ongoing narrative. It's that connection between player and fans that often determines whether a transfer becomes a success story or just another footnote. And right now, the mood suggests that people are ready to believe this could be something special, even if they're still waiting for all the details to fall into place. Of course, with any rumor, there's always a degree of caution mixed in with the excitement. Not everyone is convinced just yet, and that's understandable given how unpredictable the transfer market can be. Some supporters are taking a wait-and-see approach, wanting to understand exactly what Slatterie would bring before fully embracing the idea. They're asking questions about consistency, about his ability to handle pressure, and about whether he can adapt to a new league that has its own unique challenges. These are fair concerns, but they also add another layer to the conversation, making the story even more engaging. Because in many ways, the uncertainty is part of what makes football rumors so compelling. It's the space between what we know and what we imagine that keeps everyone talking, debating, and speculating about what might happen next. At the heart of it all, this story feels like it's still unfolding, with each new piece of information adding to the bigger picture. The idea of Callum Slatterie arriving at Rangers with celebration and anticipation has already captured the imagination of many, even without full confirmation. It's the kind of rumor that brings energy to the fanbase, sparking discussions about tactics, squad depth, and future ambitions. And while nothing is ever certain until it's officially announced, there's a growing sense that this could be a move worth watching closely. Because if the speculation turns out to be true, it might not just be about one player joining a club, but about the beginning of a new chapter that could shape the team in ways we're only starting to imagine right now. As the story continues to gain momentum, there's an increasing sense that something significant might be happening behind closed doors at Rangers, something that goes beyond the usual transfer window noise. The name Callum Slatterie keeps resurfacing in conversations, in fan forums, and in the whispers that circulate around the club, almost as if it's a move that's edging closer to reality with each passing moment. What makes it even more fascinating is the way the narrative is being built, not through official statements, but through fragments of information that leave just enough room for interpretation. Some believe that the celebratory tone surrounding his supposed arrival is a deliberate signal, a way of preparing the fanbase for what could be a meaningful addition to the squad. Others see it as pure speculation, a story that has taken on a life of its own without any concrete foundation. But regardless of where you stand, there's no denying that the excitement is real. The tactical implications of this potential move are also starting to become a major talking point among supporters and analysts alike. Slatterie is often described as a versatile midfielder, someone capable of contributing both defensively and offensively, which could make him a valuable asset in a league where adaptability is crucial. If the rumors are accurate, his arrival could provide Rangers with additional options in midfield, allowing for greater flexibility in how the team approaches different matches. There's even speculation that he could be used in a more advanced role, taking advantage of his ability to drive forward and create opportunities. Of course, these are all hypothetical scenarios at this stage, but they highlight the level of interest that this rumor has generated. People aren't just talking about whether the move will happen, they're already imagining how it could reshape the team's style of play. Another layer to this story is the psychological impact that such a signing could have, both within the squad and among the supporters. Bringing in a player like Slatterie, especially with the kind of celebratory atmosphere that's being suggested, could send a strong message about the club's ambitions. It could reinforce the idea that Rangers are not just looking to maintain their current level, but to push forward and strengthen key areas of the team. For the players already in the squad, it could create a sense of healthy competition, encouraging everyone to raise their performance levels. For the fans, it could be a source of renewed optimism, a reminder that the club is actively working to improve and evolve. And in football, that sense of momentum can be incredibly powerful, often influencing how a season unfolds in ways that go beyond the pitch. There's also the question of how Slatterie himself would handle the expectations that come with a move like this. Joining a club like Rangers is never a small step, especially when there's already a narrative building around your arrival. The rumors of a festive suggest that he would be stepping into an environment where he's immediately in the spotlight, with supporters eager to see what he can deliver. That kind of attention can be both motivating and challenging, depending on how a player responds to it. Some thrive under the pressure, using it as fuel to elevate their game, while others take time to adjust. The belief among many fans is that Slatterie has the mentality to embrace the challenge, but until it actually happens, it remains part of the broader speculation that surrounds this story. What keeps this rumor alive and evolving is the lack of definitive answers, which leaves space for imagination to fill in the gaps. Every new detail, no matter how small, is analyzed and debated, adding another piece to the puzzle. It's a reminder of how football transfers are not just about transactions, but about stories that capture the attention of supporters and create a sense of anticipation. In this case, the idea of Callum Slatterie arriving at Rangers with celebration has become a narrative in its own right, one that continues to grow as more people engage with it. Whether it turns out to be accurate or not, it has already achieved something important by bringing excitement and discussion to the fan base. And so, As things stand, this is a story that feels far from finished, a rumor that continues to evolve with each passing moment. The connection between Callum Slatterie and Rangers has sparked a wave of speculation that shows no sign of slowing down. Driven by a mix of hope, curiosity, and the natural excitement that comes with the possibility of a new signing. Supporters are watching closely, waiting for any sign that might confirm or deny what they've been hearing. Until then, the story remains open, inviting everyone to imagine what could happen next and how it might shape the future of the club. And as this rumor continues to ripple through the Rangers' support, there's a growing sense that something about this potential move feels different from the usual transfer speculation. The name Callum Slatterie isn't just being mentioned in passing anymore. It's being discussed with a kind of anticipation that suggests fans are already emotionally investing in the idea. You can hear it in conversations, see it in the way people are debating his potential role, and feel it in the excitement that builds every time a new hint surfaces. It's almost as if the story has reached that stage where it begins to take on a life of its own, where belief starts to grow even without official confirmation. And that's when things become truly interesting. Because in football, once the fans start to believe, the momentum behind a rumor can become unstoppable, pushing it closer to reality or at least making it feel inevitable. At the same time, the idea of Slattery walking into Rangers FC with a celebratory atmosphere surrounding him adds another layer of intrigue to the whole situation. It suggests confidence, not just from the club, but from those behind the scenes who may already be convinced that this is the right move. There's a feeling that if this does happen, it won't be a quiet arrival. It will be one marked by expectation and excitement, with supporters ready to embrace him from the very first moment. That kind of reception can be powerful, especially in a place like Glasgow where the connection between players and fans runs deep. It creates a sense of belonging almost instantly, something that can help a player settle quicker and perform with greater freedom. And if Slattery can tap into that energy, it could become a key factor in how quickly he makes his mark. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. What's also fascinating is how this rumor is shaping the way people are looking at the squad as a whole. Suddenly, discussions aren't just about whether Slattery will arrive, but about what his presence could mean for the balance of the team. Some are already speculating about changes in formation, others about new partnerships in midfield, and there's even talk about how his style could influence the overall tempo of the game. It shows just how impactful a single potential signing can be, even before anything is confirmed. The imagination of the fans starts to fill in the blanks, creating scenarios that may or may not come to pass, but which add to the excitement of the moment. And in many ways, that's part of what makes football so captivating, the ability to dream about possibilities and to see how one decision could alter the course of a season. For now, everything remains in that delicate space between rumor and reality, where nothing is certain, but everything feels possible. The story of Callum Slatterie and Rangers continues to unfold in real time, driven by speculation, hope, and the natural curiosity that surrounds any potential transfer. Supporters are watching closely, analyzing every detail, and waiting for that moment when the narrative either becomes fact or fades away. Until then, the excitement continues to build, fueled by the idea that something special might be on the horizon. And if this move does come to life, it won't just be remembered as another signing, but as a moment that captured the imagination of the fans long before it ever became official. As the narrative continues to unfold, there is an almost cinematic quality to the way events are being imagined and reimagined by those following the story. Every new rumor, every subtle hint, feels like a scene in a larger drama that has yet to reach its conclusion. The potential arrival of Cantwell at Rangers has become a focal point for speculation, debate, and anticipation, drawing in voices from all corners of the footballing world. It is a reminder of how powerful these stories can be, how they capture attention and spark imagination even before anything is officially confirmed. Whether this move ultimately becomes reality or remains a tantalizing what-if, its impact is already evident in the conversations it has generated. For now, all eyes remain on what comes next, with a sense that something significant could be just around the corner, waiting to turn speculation into certainty and transform a rumor into one of the most talked about chapters in recent Scottish football history. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.